Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for another video, and today we are diving back into PowerWash Simulator. So, we'll dive back into the career that we had. One of the things I was going to have a look at was we've got $600 now, and take a quick look in the shop as well, and see how much some of the new equipment's going to be. So, it looks like we've got a mixture of power washers, equipment for the power washing guns, cleaning liquids, clothing, and modifications. So, I think what we'll start looking at first is power washers. So we've got the current one, which is the one we've got owned, which is the Prime Vista 1500, which is light duty. So this, I'm guessing, would kind of be your, your kind of your B&Q or, somewhere like that, home base in the UK, or somewhere like Harbour Freight or something, or possibly Target or something like that over in the USA. And people further afield, I'm not entirely sure what branded household goods or like DIY shops they have, but I imagine those will be kind of like your own brand from like a DIY store kind of thing. You know, useful for home, but you wouldn't be able to really run a business off it. They're not really going to last that long. We've got medium duty, which is the one we want to look at moving up to. You can see there's a bit of a difference there with the amount of stubborn stains that jumps quite significantly there. So I imagine that's got a bit more power to it, but it's $900 and we need to unlock level 15. So we're at level 10 at the moment. And then we go for the Prime Vista, which is 2000, and that's a lot more and requires level 40. Or the Big Kahuna, which looks like the professional quality, requires level 90. But the ingrained hasn't really gone up that much. So the medium duty, then up to that one, and that one goes up another 2. But yeah, the stubborn stains certainly have jumped up a fair bit. But yeah, that's $5,000 and you need level 90, so we're nowhere near that as yet. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll be able to look at something like that, and some modifications. Notice we can just jump between them up here. So we've got the equipment, Prime Vista turbo nozzle, spinning 0-degree nozzle. So okay, so that kind of like gives us an oscillating pattern. I think we saw that in the demo, I believe. Then we've got a short extension or a long extension, which can improve the range, which is quite nice, but can't be used close to things. That's only $25 and $50. Then we start moving into the Urban X2, or we've got the soap nozzle. Again, we looked at that in the demo as well. We found that wasn't that great. You just as long sort of faffing about, changing to that nozzle, choosing which one of the cleaners you're going to use. That may be useful for some of the later on stuff where stuff's really quite oily. That would be that kind of thing where you'd spray it on and let it break down, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, rapidly removes all dirt from all glass surfaces. We may, once we've got some more money, we may well look at doing a bit further of a dive into these, see if they work with higher up. But I think with the current gun we've got, it's pretty limp as it stands at the moment. As you can see, how long it takes to go through some of these things. So, you know, it's not really worth, I don't think, on that particular one. And clothing, we've got various gloves, because obviously these are the main bits we're going to see. And then we've got the outfits that we can have. Okay, almost looks like varying kind of gimp suits, really, doesn't it? Or some kind of like, you know, you can even get yourself a bright yellow one, so you look like you're wearing a hazmat suit. But yeah, whatever floats your boat, I suppose. And modifications, so we've got, these are just look like cosmetic. I can't see anything that are saying there's anything particularly wonderful for them. They just look to be yeah, really just sort of cosmetic skins. But you know, hey, cool. If we get to a point where we've got some spare cash, may well look at it. So anyway, let's jump back into the career. And so we have got some choices. We've got the bungalow, the playground, and the dirt bike. So I did ask in the last one if anyone wants to dump into the comments what they want to do, and thankfully one of my long-term viewers, Collingwood Rocks, requested the bungalow because she would like to look at how the ladders work. So I always try and be a man of my word, and so we're going to dive in and take a quick look at the bungalow. Although hopefully it doesn't have a pond like the last one did, because that took bloody forever. Right, so let's have a quick look here. So this is for Calvin Miller, 113 Apple Avenue, Muckingham. And it doesn't say what the possible star rating is, but it looks like we've got bricks, bungalow roof, chimney. So we've got quite a few bits to look at there, which is going to be quite nice. So rather than me keep waffling, as we know these take a little bit of time anyway, so let's get diving in. And we'll let that load up, and we can get cracking on with the game. Alright, so let's have a quick run around of what we've got. So it's pretty mucky looking bungalow. We've got a lot of stuff around here. We've got soffitting or fascia boards, however you want to call them, around the roof. Football. Hey! You can move that, lovely. And we've got a kind of like a rear porch, call a veranda, around here, which is nice. Nothing too much in the back garden. So mostly this is just going to be flat sides, which is going to be quite nice because we can make a bit of progress on that. So, right, let's just get started in a corner, and we'll try and do what we did last time, which is try and mix a little bit of silence to just enjoy the sound of the water flying, and other times me just yabbering on about random crap that comes to mind. We're just going to get started on one clean area to begin with, just so we can at least start having some sort of semblance of us actually getting somewhere with it. So it doesn't look entirely like we've done nothing. That edge done, but we've got to go along this siding here. Still worry that I'm going to absolutely decimate the flower beds. Because on there, a little bit of muck there, and I think I've probably got a little bit of muck on this side. Yep, a little bit in the edges. The edges are an absolute bloody killer with this game. You think you've got everything, and there's a tiny little bit in the corners. But if we at least can do something with the main bulk of getting the main bulk of junk off, let's change up to the 25-degree nozzle. That might work better, just to get a good head start. But as I said, because we've got the weakest one, I found the 15-degree nozzle works best, just for trying to get rid of stuff as we go, and we can again use the tab key to see how much we have left over to clean off. Again, this kind of area here where you see there's that kind of lichen-y stuff on the side there, that takes a little bit of time to get rid of, but hopefully just for the pathway this nozzle will be good, just to run back and forth and clean up, so that we can at least get that chunk started, and that may well work on some of the walls as well. Yeah, I'll keep having to go over the same area twice, so let's just go back to the 15. The fan's not as wide, but the pressure's much better. You do it right, do it first time, do it properly. Constantly going back and forth, you feel like you're missing something. So you keep missing little bits there. place looks like it's been abandoned for like 50 years. That much black mould or whatever on the outside really cannot be good for your health. Yes, and that's one of the reasons why we look like we're wearing a gimp suit, because you never know what kind of horrible fungal and mould spores are going to be around this place. But, you know, hey, slowly but surely work on it. It's what we're paid to do. If we can get all 5 stars, we should be able to then look at purchasing the next spray equipment up, because that was 15 stars, I think it was. And if we get 5 stars here, we've done 5 stars from each of the 2 other jobs we had. Why has this one not gone out, or am I missing? Concerned why that hasn't gone, or is that? Oh, the driveway is just one large unit itself, so it's not individual, like in the back garden where you had individual edgings. So this must be just be one big unit of driveway. And it definitely does help with having the ability to just press the right mouse button just to leave a continuous spray. That makes it so much easier. So that's our bricks done. Right, it's one area down. We will get to those ladders soon enough. Don't think I'll necessarily need the step stool, but certainly the ladders to get up onto the roof. Oh, there we go. There's someone on the edging now. Look at that. Get rid of that. It is nice to be able to see where the edging or the remaining dirt is, that you can just go, ah, good. Just run it along, and you see when you come back and hit the tab again that it's all gone. It's very nice for visual reference to go, yep, done that bit right. Satisfaction of a job well done. It definitely is a game where you want to break things up into little chunks, or focus on one area like I'm doing with the driveway, just so that you can go, right, let's leave that. If you try and start hitting everything at once, you're just going to get overwhelmed and you feel like you're making zero progress. So there you go. And as well, every time you get another area cleaned off, it's a bit more money in your pocket, which is the important bit. We're a business at the end of the day. We need to get paid for our work. Let's change the rotation. Hey, driveway is done. Look at that. That's that done. Let's work on this bricking edging here. Maybe an area we can work on as we work around is just, work on the brick edging. At least that way then that could be another area that we can go, yep, that's signed off. Done. Right, what we got around here? Another set of bricks, that's going to work nicely. So we're officially 12% in so far, so yeah, not bad. That last one with the back garden was just absolutely a pain. Purely because of the couple of areas where you had to get completely underneath the swing seat to get to the bottom of that. You had a like a patio umbrella that you had to get on top of, as well as underneath the patio table as well. So that took a lot of work. Hopefully this one should be, as it's all flat sides, the difficulty I think is going to be getting around the roof as much as anything else. Hopefully this rear patio area porch area shouldn't be too bad. But time will tell, we shall see. Done, more bricks done. Okay, there should just be probably a little area under here. Does feel a bit weird down at this level, almost like you're crawling around trying to get the old last of the muck out of this area. Again, you always think if you're crawling around like this, you're going to be getting absolutely soaked by the spray back off of the, the power washer and the natural ground not soaking everything up straight away. And if it's grass like this, it just means it's going to get all muddy and mucky and horrible. Another good reason for the gimp suit, I suppose. Okay, so it doesn't look like there are porch sides, it's just porch in one area. I wonder if that's just going to be one huge area that will suddenly go, yeah, we're all clean. Got porch post. These are going to be pretty, quick and easy to do. They're relatively thick, so we should get quite a good fan on there to clear it out. Ugh. That's a little bit blinding though when you get a huge amount of dirt and you try and hit the button. It suddenly all brightens up the view in front of you. Does the porch pillar include these buttressing structural component areas as well? Oh, it's got some raised area of wood on the edges. Oh no. That's going to make it more messy. You've got to get right into the nooks and crannies. Hey, there we go, porch post done. Alright, cool. That looks alright. So how are we doing if we look at what we've got in here? So bricks, we've done 4 of 7. And bungalow roof haven't even touched yet. Chimney. Oh, chimney's got to do. Door frames. 10% of those done. Doors. Those done a little bit have been done on them. Driveway completely clean. Steps are showing as clean. Done those. And the porch posts, done 1/4 of them. And the porch is 45%. So we're getting there slowly but surely. But let's finish off getting these brickwork done. At least that'll be another area completely completely signed off, and that should be something simple as we just run around the outside to get them done. We just leave ourselves a nice cut of clean wall above where the brick is. It's easy for us to see. Yep, that's exactly where we finished off, and we can then work above that to complete it. Why are you glowing? What's that glowing about? Why was that glowing a moment ago? Very weird. Let's do what I'm guessing that's to get me to jump on something, I suppose. I'm not going to jump the porch. Heard of jumping a shark, but jumping a porch? No. Oh, we got our first star. Nice. So does that just mean we're doing alright, or does that mean officially we're a fifth of the way? Yeah, I suppose so, yeah, 20%. We're a fifth of the way through the job. Nice. Well, this certainly, so far, is coming together a lot quicker than that back garden. Ponds and all those rocks where all the little crannies and gaps between all the stonework was an absolute nightmare. Pain in the bloody ass. Done. That's all our bricks cleaned. Right. Good. So we've done all the bricks now. We've got a nice little gap around the edge of the brickwork. Oh, that's that one done. We missed a little bit there. Yeah, that's another nice reason to have this kind of gap in there. It gives you a nice area where you know, yep, done that. That's all clean and crisp, and anything below it is done. We work our way up. But I did promise I would look at the ladders, so we'll hit F to pick up the ladder. And as you can see, we've got 2 ghost areas out here where we can put ladders. And we've got 2 further ghost areas here and here. And another ghost area on the back there and there. Why are you glowing at me? Still don't know what that's supposed to mean. But alright, well, we'll jump up the back here. And we shall jump straight up the roof. Right, here we are. So now we are up on the roof, as you can see. Can we pick up the ladder? We can pick up the ladder and put it down the other side. Oh, spectacular. Done. There we go. Cool, so we can look at moving our ladders. Right, let's start on the old chimney. Go for the high point and work our way down, because I'm guessing this will have separate sections for the chimney. Oh, don't tell me I've got to clean on the inside and down in the chimney. Actual chimney stack itself. Oh, that's going to be a pig. Other farmyard animals are available for comparison, but just figured a pig would do for that one. They tend to be seen as mucky animals, and I'm doing a mucky job. Whee! Chimney's cleaned. Good, right. Let's get that bit done. So let's start now on the roof. Right, let's start by the roof topping here, just so we can look at getting that cleaned. Do hope their roof is reinforced. I'd hate to fall through the bloody thing. That would be rather embarrassing, wouldn't it, you know? Someone's at home just chilling out, and then all of a sudden the power washing guy comes crashing through the ceiling. How was this working? Just running along in one straight-ish movement. Not bad. Wonder if we'd best come up the edges just to give ourselves a clean area that we can work from. Go up and down the sides here. Okay, yeah, well, doing a little bit of movement seems to work alright there. Turning on the spot and trying to work with what we've got to try and clear it all out. Seems to do alright on this roof. Again, you've got to kind of work a technique out for each different sort of environment that you're working with. Is that popping up at the bottom of the screen? C for aim mode. Aim mode was a bit unpredictable last time, wasn't it? So to do that, that allows us free movement of that, but I quite like moving the camera around with it. It helps me to see what I'm doing. Brings out the little boy in you, thinking that you're standing there playing about with a rifle. We all did it, boys, and I'm sure some girls as well. You know, you have like a power drill or something, and you feel like you're holding a gun. You know, things you do when you're young. I think it looks cool, rather than potentially being a very destructive tool. Has its uses, but has to be treated with respect. When you're young, you just think, "Oh, cool, bang bang," and it, you know, like anything, treat it with disrespect, it can be bloody dangerous, like electricity. Quite sure where that little tangent came from, but alright, we'll run with it. I'm going to have to find out why that bloody porch step there is blinking like that. It's highly distracting. Trying to focus on what I'm looking at. All I'm seeing at my peripheral vision is that bloody step area just flashing at me. ladder seems to work pretty well on this area here, but again, we're not that high off the ground. I wonder if we're going to get to any areas where we've got to clean higher off the ground. I mean, we're not talking, I'm sure probably not talking like steeplejack height, because I don't know if the water pressure would even get up to that high. But, alright. At least we know we can get up to at least a single story quite comfortably. But I imagine higher buildings, it should hopefully auto-extend the ladder. I'm not sure if that ladder that's the maximum height for it, or if it's just that that ladder will auto-adjust to however high it needs to be. Like I said before, you don't have to be 100% accurate with this, but as long as you get it over a certain percentage completed, it will auto-complete for you, which is quite nice. It's when you get lots of little bits that it gets a bit annoying. Crikey, we've been going for quite a while already, and we've only done 33%. It's a third of the roof. God damn. May not seem like it, but this is taking bloody forever. I think because it's at such an angle, you can't work the same kind of geometry you can on a flat surface. So I think going back and forth in one horizontal axis seems to be the way to work this best. And definitely, you see these kind of yellowing areas down here? Those are far more ingrained muck as well, so they take longer to come off. You've got to sometimes go over them 2 or 3 times. Because I'm guessing it's some kind of moss or lichen or some kind of growth like that that is causing that to take a little bit more cleaning. Let's try going from above down on a straight line if that's any better. Oh, that seems to work alright. Must get the guttering as well, because I imagine the gutter's going to be another bit. We're going to have to make sure you clean above and below it. So what we've done, I think when we've done this half of the roof, we'll go and do the guttering and just make sure that's all clean. We've got that porch roof side here we need to look at. Get that cleaned as well. Right, that's that mostly cleaned. Let's quickly do the guttering. Wrong button. There you go, so we're chasing that out there. That's good. Right, bit of muck there. get onto this porch roof here and let's see if we can get this bit cleaned out. That'll be another area off the list. It definitely feels much easier than the last mission with that back garden. Right, again, I'm guessing that's going to be another one of those porch roofs that you're going to have to clean 100% to get it, because it's all one big area rather than broken up into separate chunks. Not the end of the world, just slightly more frustrating because you don't get to tick everything off bit by bit. Again, go back to the break it up into little chunks, making it easier to digest and harder to miss bits if you're focusing on a particular area. Mark keeps messaging me, they're getting really excited about how it's looking. Sounds like it's doing great. Well, thank you, Calvin. And why the flaming hell did you let your blooming parents or your mother live in this hellhole? Or unless they've been in, like, care and you've now bringing them home. In which case then, good boy, but you should have looked after your parents' home better before then. Bad, Calvin. I know my mother had been in care or in hospital or whatever, and I'd let her place end up looking like this. The moment she saw it, I'd have got a clip round the bloody ear. Nope, still not quite done on the porch roof yet. Oh, dang it. I wonder if I've got the fronts I need to do on the porch roof. Guessing that's in one area I need to get done. Right, let's get to the other side of the roof. The bungalow roof, it says, is one big area, so... Well, let's just try going up and down from this height and see what we do. Truncate, create a clean line. Demarcation line. This is clean. Everything above this line is clean. Everything below it is mucky as buggery. This game is definitely one of those kind of deceptive time sinking games where you're far too easy to just start playing, let your mind switch off or start to relax, and you suddenly don't realise you're, 40 minutes into a game. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll let this one play out for the entire time it takes, and we'll see just how long it takes to actually clean this mucky old bungalow from the current crappy state it's in to looking really nice and clean and fit for someone's parents. Hell, I won't lie, the place looks nice. I'd have it myself. No, I'm not worried about falling off the roof. There is no fall damage in this game. That's one of the nice things. I can jump right off the very apex of the roof and it won't do me any damage. I think we were trying that out in the demo, if I remember rightly. Maybe this is one of the other games, but I know this one doesn't have fall damage because I have fallen off things when doing a little bit of play testing before deciding on doing the full video series of it. While I was picking this up, there was another game I picked up that was that looked like it might be the same kind of just weirdly monotonous in one regard, but weirdly satisfying game, which is the lawnmower simulator or lawn mowing simulator, where you have a ride-on lawnmower and go around and cut people's grass. Again, remarkably simple idea. Particularly mundane, but in the fact that you're just going around and around cutting grass, but seems to be the idea of just how deceptively relaxing and fun this has been. That might be a fun game to play as well. And at the time when I picked it up from Instant Gaming, it was probably less than £2. So I was like, yeah, I'll sod it. I'll give it a shot. If nothing else, it might make some people laugh. It might, if I can do a really horribly bad, see how bad a job I can do on someone's garden, or even just for myself, for one of those. I've had a really crap week at work. I'm going to stick something on that I can just shut my brain off to. I can just sit and play and have a couple of hours chilling out. But I will do that a little bit later. I want this one. I'll get this one out of the way first, because this one at least got a little bit of view count from the demo. And I've got so many other games I want to be playing as well at some point. I don't want to have it that I'm playing so many game playthroughs that I'm not getting to try some of the demos out as well. So I do want to get back to having some of those in. I've been neglecting them a bit recently, but you know. What is that on their roof? Is that someone's cat? It is someone's cat. Hey, Garfield. No, no, not completely oblivious. Couldn't he give a monkeys? Oh well. Alright, nothing to worry about there then. I appear to be walking up the side of the ladder. Alright, that's novel. Anyway, right, let's get in here and we'll clean our guttering out. We're up to 53% of the roof, so halfway there. Nearly towards 60% now, which is good. So shouldn't take too long. The rest of it should be pretty simple once we've done this. It's just where you've got all these funny angles and overhangs and stuff like that that it seems to cause things to take their time. We're certainly making some good progress on the roof now anyway. Okay, so if we go and get the fascia boarding out here done, and under this alcove, that should bring us, yeah, pretty much closer to 60%. This still sees all this area as bungalow roof, rather than any kind of eaves or, you know, any kind of soffitting or anything like that. A few bits under there we can clean out. Yeah, you got to get right down to get into these areas cleanly anyway. That's cool, we can work our way down here. This now says it's wall. Okay, so what is missing from this bungalow roof then? Still says I'm only 58%. So, I imagine there's going to be stuff on the sides and underneath that we'll need to look at. Ah! Anyway, jump off there. Let's start on these walls and get underneath this area here. Oh, there we go, yeah, still says bungalow roof is this area here. Let's get these walls and roof done. Because these should be pretty easy. These will just be going back and forth and up and down, really. I should have, as it's only a bungalow, I should have enough power in the water to get up to that point. May get a bit dicey in the middle, but, you know, it should do alright for now. We can always move to the 0 nozzle for that and just kind of catch up the bits we've missed. But 15% seems to be doing alright. Even popped out of his rocking chair now and having a look. Ah. Does that mean they're actually inside? Poor buggers. And left to live in this squalor. Oh, look at it, it's absolutely cutting through. That's what we want to see. But it's the top area up here where we're just losing pressure and it's just not quite making a nice, enough power to break through anything. Again, that's where the spot cleaner can come in. And as soon as we've got a small area that we know we can just be working on, we can attack that head on. Let's go over to this side where I should be able to hit the roof cleanly. And that'll leave us our apex to play with in the middle. We can always bring a small step ladder over, or we can use the full-on ladder to get up to that point. Again, don't forget there were those 2 ladder points around this side, so I'm guessing the dev's expecting us to go up there and clean that out by hand, I'm guessing, with that ladder. But hey, if I can get around it by using the spot or the very small 0 degree nozzle, we may well be all right. But I'm not opposed to moving the ladders either. It's not a big drama to me. See whatever works best. If we get this wall completed, we're 66%, so we're nearly there. in regards of where we started from. We're closer to finishing than we were to start with. Again, we got mucky old windows, so let's get the majority off, and then we can come back in with a 0 degree and clean the rest of it up. Right, that'll do. Let's get to the 0 degree. Let's work this area in. Right, window done. Good. Let's now work on this bit of roofing. Hey, wall done. I said you don't have to get it 100%, but as long as you get it most of the way there, like up at 90%, it seems to forgive you the last little bit, which is quite nice. Right, good. So that's that done. There we go. Window frame done. Still says 68%. Cheeky buggers. Right, is there anything else along here? Nope, good. Right. Back to that. And then we can start on these walls around. I might as well do the other side. Let's get completely clean frontage done. At least it looks alright from the road then. Get on the old 0 degree and get in the corners properly, tidy this area up. That could be the window done. A little bit there. Done, the window's done, and the frame, I'm guessing, has got bits in these corners. You usually do. Look at that, right around that corner there. Done. Cool. Right, back to the 15 degree. I'm going to get the door frame and door done. There we are, 70%. This video might go on a bit further, I think, because I'm going to leave it to run the entire time so you actually get to see how long it's taking to do this, as opposed to before where I kind of was getting frustrated and said I'll skip on ahead so I could curse under my breath and not upset the YouTube police. Try and keep the profanity to a acceptable level. Done. Now, I don't explicitly say that my content isn't for children, because, you know, there are some youngsters who would enjoy watching gameplay videos, but, you know, I wouldn't turn any you know, perfectly reasonable viewer away. But obviously, again, I still tend to prefer for something like this, keeping it a bit more professional and keeping the out-and-out profanity to a minimum. Outside of this, I swear like a sailor on shore leave, so you know, it's as much a test for me as anything else. I know it sometimes lets slip sometimes when I'm in a game and something goes wrong and I start saying some naughty words. But I do try and keep them as best I can to a minimum. I've seen some YouTubers where it's just, you know, every other word's profanity, and I kind of find it a bit tiring to listen to that kind of video. You know, it's like, you know, be a bit more original. You know, it's harder to not swear when you're getting frustrated with things than it is to swear. So it's kind of a fun challenge. Always told excessive amounts of swearing is unprofessional in a business environment. You know, although this is, yeah, it's a bit of fun and a bit of gaming, and me doing a gaming channel, but I do try and at least look at it from like a professional business point of view. So I want to try and give the best representation I can. Yeah, I'm not playing a character or anything. I'm just being, you know, the kind of the maturer and more thoughtful me rather than the kind of full-on grumpy old git I usually am. Right, done. Window's done. The frame's done. We've got this guttering to get cleaned up, and that fascia board. I don't know why I got onto a ramble there about swearing, but you know, I guess that's one of the things with this game. You just end up with your mind wandering about things. It's not bad to have a game that does that. Sometimes interesting where my mind wanders off to. Yep, another bit of wall down. Another pillar hopefully nearly done. And we've got the side and the back of the house to do. Pillar done. Yeah! Another chunk of wall down. So 76%. We are making some cracking progress at last. Feel like we're on the downhill stretch, on the final little legs towards getting this done. So let me know in the comments below if you enjoy the full-on experience of everything and how long this actually sometimes will take to get around some of these bits. If you have a better strategy on how to tackle some of these areas, do let me know. Or if you prefer me to do a chunk of it and then put the video on pause, the recording on pause, and do more and then bring you lot back in right at the end. You know, again, I'm open to how you'd like me to run each of the video series. You know, I want you to get that kind of feedback. Okay. Or if you want, there's Discord in my channel description. If you want to jump on there and, you know, throw some questions over or make some suggestions on games. You know. If you do, keep it polite. I don't want to have to get heavy-handed with, you know, throwing in, you know, deleting comments or shoving people out if they're being rude and offensive. I'm pretty thick-skinned. You can say what you like about me. I don't really care. But obviously, please be respectful to everybody else who may want to join and contribute. Okay, good. So we're doing all right on this wall. We're getting a good way through the wall, this particular wall. This one doesn't seem as quite as manky as the other one. So we're cutting through the dirt a lot quicker on this, which is nice. Then we've got that area up the top where we're going to need to use the 0-degree fan for. But that shouldn't take us too long to get through this. Hey, the roof is clean. Hallelujah. Okay, good. 85%. Now we've got this back wall and that porch to do. So what were we at? An hour and 11 minutes so far. So we're doing all right. A little bit longer than the average video, but hopefully this bit shouldn't take too long to get done, because we should have done all the groundwork with getting the guttering done from up above and the roof work and everything. So this should just be this, and the porch should be a relatively quick process. Let's get into the nooks and crannies around here first. We can just run along this bit of wall. Interesting, this is all being done within like an in-game day. It can't certainly have taken me an hour to get this far. In-game time. I'm sure it's been a fair bit longer than that, but Seems like we've got perpetual daylight while we're doing this. I suppose it's a good way in some regards, you know. But it could be as well make it quite good fun to do something where you're, you know, trying to power wash at night and you've got lights set up or you've got a headlamp and you're trying to follow your way along. Alright, let's go and have a look at these stairs down here. Good, that's pretty much done. So again, the porch steps are all part of the porch, so they're not a separate entity, which is a bit of a shame, but we can work that through. I'm going to get underneath that porch roof as well there, if you can see, where there's a lot of ingrained junk and muck around there to work on. Right, that's the outside area there done. 91%, nearly there, nearly there. Right, we've got 15 minutes, so it's an hour and a half. Let's see if we can keep the video to an hour and a half. Can I do it? Door's done. Get these porch railings done as well while I'm here. Oh, another one done, another post done. No point making a post about it. Oh dear. My brain must be shutting off on making social media jokes now. Done. Hey, porch is cleaned. Still only 91%. Wow. That wasn't all that much then. It's a bit of real estate though. Let's get these windows done, and we should, that's 94%. This should hopefully push us over 95%, getting the window done. Porch railing certainly could do with a clean. Ah, distracted myself, come on. Window frame done. Get the windows done, and then we should be good to go. So the last section on that wall to the left, and we should, in theory, be all good. Right, window cleaned. Porch rail to finish, porch post to finish, the wall to do, and we are done. Last 5%. Oh, crikey, I've got all up here to do yet. Oh, bugger. Oh, and I've got the fronting here to do as well. That was all part of that porch roof that wasn't showing that it wasn't cleaned yet. I thought I'd done more. Oh well, we're still only down to the last 5%, so we shouldn't hopefully have too much more to do up here. Okay, so let's go see what we can do in this bottom area of the roof here. Yay, porch roof done, 97% complete all over, so we are getting there. Right then. So we've got this pillar to finish cleaning, almost said pillow then. This pillar to finish cleaning, and then that railing and the wall, and we are golden. We've got 4 out of 5 stars so far. Done. The pillar's done. Let's get the post has been done there. A little bit underneath that. Get down in here. Right, so we've got some under here to do. Get that area done there. Bit under there, bit under there. Bit underneath this part. A bit around the bottom part of the window. The wall's not quite finished. Why is the wall not quite finished? Oh, because I've got that area over there. Yes, of course. Let's get that window done. That's of course the guttering to do. That's got a downpipe. Needs to be done, but we can get the wall around it done while we're doing it. Hey, that's that chunk of wall done. 99%, nearly there, nearly there. We might beat the hour and a half I was thinking. Right, window done. Window frame nearly done. Make sure there's nothing on the edges. Window frame done. Hey, last bit of wall. Okay, so we've got 2 gutters to complete. And we've got 1 porch post done. The 2 gutters. Where are the gutters? Somewhere in these gutters need a little bit of work. Oh, hang on, I think it's the other porch post. I saw a bit of yellow on here. Done. Right, that's the post done. Now, which gutter is it I need to work on? Not that one. Don't see anything wrong with these gutters, so it might well be that there's something still up top that I haven't dealt with. I don't see anything else there. Oh, a little bit there. So porch fences. So this one's still not quite... Oh, that's why this one's not complete. Let's get that one done. Then it's just then... Whee! 2 gutters. That's probably going to need to be a jobby for going upstairs again. There I am. Alright, let's start from this back corner. Like the guy... Looks like the characters... got a certain amount of trepidation from being up here. They suddenly slow down. Ah, I missed this corner. I missed one bit of the gutter. 1 gutter clean, so I've got another gutter to go. And then we are done. Ah, it's all along here. Yay, job complete. Alrighty. Well, there we go. Well, let's do our quick time lapse and we're going to be done. Oh, look at that go. That's something quite satisfying watching the time lapse. Nice. There we go. All 5 stars. $550 made. So we're 1,150. So we've got 15 on there and we can look at what we're going to do next. Okay, so for the next episode, what we'll do is we will look at the shop, get the upgraded spray gun, and again, leave a note in the comments down below. We've got a choice of cleaning the playground, which the fact that that's $600, I imagine is going to be a big old job, especially looking at you've got the dinosaur and other kiddie stuff in the background. Or we can do a quick episode with the dirt bike. Well, I might save that for if I'm having a particularly tired day after work. I may just throw that together quickly and knock a half-hour episode out. But yeah, definitely let me know in the comment below. And I shall see you in the next one. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. If you haven't already, please do consider throwing a like and a subscribe. It does very much help the channel. And again, thank you very much for your time. And I'll see you in the next one. All right, take care now. All right, bye-bye.